Desire doesn't come from chasing or convincing. It sparks in the space where attraction collides with uncertainty. Too many men kill desire before it even has a chance to begin. They chase, they plead, they try to prove their worth like handing over a resume to a boss. But in doing so, they activate the exact mechanism that triggers indifference. Why does this matter so much? Creating desire isn't just a dating tactic. It's an understanding of human psychology that shapes every interaction you'll have. It's how people see you, respond to you, and remember you. Once you grasp what truly sparks attraction in a woman's mind, you stop performing. You stop chasing for validation. You stop living in the exhausting cycle of wanting someone while constantly proving you need them. This is about reclaiming a masculine energy that doesn't beg for approval. Most men live in a constant state of psychological debt. They're always owing, always proving, always one step behind in the dynamic. They enter every interaction already defeated, already operating from a place of scarcity, speaking and acting in ways that scream they're not enough. And women feel this instantly, not through logic, but through something deeper, a primal sense that reads threat, capability, and genetic value in a split second. You can't negotiate with this system. You can't argue your way into desire. You can only either trigger it or fail to. Let's break down what happens in a woman's brain when she meets a man she's not immediately interested in. Her default response is neutrality, not attraction, not rejection, just a blank slate. She processes him like she would the cashier at the store, functional, transactional, with no emotional investment. Now, this is where most men get it wrong. They mistake neutrality for rejection and start putting in more effort, more compliments, more attention, more demonstrations of interest. They think if they just show how valuable they are, she'll notice. But that's not how the female brain works. Studies on behavioral psychology, especially those looking at dopamine and intermittent reinforcement, show that value isn't created by abundance. It's created by uncertainty. When you chase, you take away that uncertainty. You become predictable, and predictability kills desire. Here's why. Neuroscience tells us that dopamine, the brain chemical tied to craving and wanting, doesn't spike when you get the reward. It spikes in the anticipation of it, the gap between the stimulus and the satisfaction. When you chase, you eliminate that gap. Every love story, every romantic song, every movie that pulls at your heartstrings follows the same pattern: distance, obstacle, uncertainty, and longing. The ache of not having, the tension between what's felt and what's just out of reach. Women don't desire what they already have. They desire what they might lose, what's just out of their grasp, what they can't fully control or predict. This isn't manipulation, it's biology. Human desire has been shaped by this for hundreds of thousands of years. So let's focus on what truly works. It's not about tricks or tactics, but a shift in how you show up in the world. If she's not interested, it's not because you're not good enough, it's because you haven't set the right conditions for desire to grow. Those conditions are clear. She needs to feel that you don't need her, not in a cold or dismissive way, but in a way that shows you have a full life, even without her. Most men do the opposite. They drop everything for her, respond to her messages instantly, cancel plans just to be available. They make her the center of their emotional world before she's earned that place. And she feels it. She feels the pressure of your need, the unspoken expectation in your eyes that she must validate you. This suffocates her. Desire needs space to breathe. It thrives on the possibility that you might not always be available, that your attention isn't a guarantee. She should feel like she's entering the orbit of a man with his own gravity. Think about the last time you truly wanted something. It wasn't when it was handed to you. It was when you weren't sure if you could get it, when there was risk, when the outcome was uncertain. That's the psychological space you need to create in her mind. It's not about playing games or creating fake distance. It's about genuinely investing in your own life. When you have a mission, purpose, standards, and boundaries that don't depend on her, she'll notice. Suddenly, you're not just another guy seeking her approval. You're not one of many options in her emotional lineup. You become something different, something that doesn't follow the usual pattern, and her brain starts to take notice. Here's where most men get it wrong. They think indifference means being cold, rude, or distant to the point of cruelty. But that's not indifference. That's insecurity in disguise. Real indifference is calm. It's the emotional state of a man who is genuinely unaffected by her response. He can be warm and fully engaged when he's with her, but he doesn't tie his self-worth to whether she texts him back or wants to see him again. This is calibrated indifference. You're present with her, engaged in the moment, but when you're not with her, she doesn't consume your thoughts. You're not checking your phone every few minutes or wondering what she's doing or who she's with. Women have a sixth sense for this. They can feel when a man is emotionally dependent on their validation. They pick up on it in the way he texts, the way he looks at her, the energy he brings to the interaction, and it repels them on a biological level. For thousands of years, women's survival depended on choosing men who were psychologically strong, who could handle uncertainty, lead under pressure, and who didn't crumble when things didn't go their way. Neediness does the opposite of what you want. It shows you're not strong enough to stand on your own, that you need external validation to feel complete, and at the core, it signals you're not safe. To create true desire, you must change your relationship with outcomes. Stop caring whether she likes you or not as a tactic, but as a mindset. You engage with her because the interaction is valuable, because she's worth your time, but if she disappears tomorrow, your life keeps moving forward. This mindset creates attraction. When she shows signs of disinterest, your instinct will be to try harder, to prove yourself, to fix what you think is wrong. Resist that urge. Instead, pull back, not out of anger or as a punishment, but naturally, as if her lack of interest has simply shifted your focus. You stop initiating. You stop being available every time she reaches out. You create space where there was once pursuit. Here's where it gets interesting. When you stop chasing, you stop being predictable. Her brain picks up on that change. You were available, now you're not. You were pursuing, now you're indifferent. This shift creates a gap, and her mind, wired for evolutionary survival, starts to wonder. Why did you stop? What changed? Did she miss something? Was she wrong about you? These questions are the spark for desire, because now she's thinking about you. Now she's the one checking if you've seen her story. She's finding excuses to reach out. She's feeling the uncertainty you once felt. The power dynamic has flipped. But here's the key. This can't be a tactic where you secretly hope she'll come back. If you're still emotionally invested in the outcome, she'll sense it. Your withdrawal won't feel authentic, it'll feel like a strategy. And women can spot strategy a mile away. You have to genuinely let go. Redirect your focus to your mission, your purpose, other women, and your own growth. Become unavailable, not as a performance, but as your reality. Only then will it work. Here's an uncomfortable truth most men won't admit. Women are more attracted to men who other women want. This is called preselection, and it's one of the strongest triggers in female attraction. When she sees other women responding to you, when she sees you with other women, her perception of you shifts instantly. You're no longer the one chasing her. Now you're the man being chosen by others. This taps into a deep competitive instinct in her mind. She doesn't want to lose you to someone else, not because she necessarily wants you, but because she sees your value now. If she doesn't act, you might not be available. This is why your ex suddenly texts when you start seeing someone else. It's why a woman who was indifferent becomes interested the moment she sees you talking to her friend. It's not jealousy in the emotional sense, it's biological competition. So if she's not interested, one of the fastest ways to change that is to show, through your actions in your life, that other women are interested. Don't announce it. Don't brag. Just live it. Post pictures with attractive women, mention casually that you have plans, and show up in social situations where you're clearly comfortable and surrounded by people who enjoy your company. She'll notice. She'll see that you're not sitting at home waiting for her, that your life doesn't revolve around her response, and that other women are giving you the attention she once withheld. And now she's curious. Now she's reconsidering. Now she's starting to question if she judged you too soon. Desire between men and women is all about polarity. Masculine energy attracts feminine energy, but only when it's real, grounded, and comes from self-assurance, not performance. If she's not interested, it's likely because you're showing up too emotionally, seeking approval, and accommodating her. You're not holding masculine space, and there's no polarity. To reclaim that frame, stop reacting emotionally. When she's distant, stay calm. When she's warm, don't overreact. Stay steady, unaffected by her changing interest. Lead, don't ask where she wants to go, tell her. Make the plan, execute it, you're the one providing direction. Lastly, hold boundaries. If she disrespects your time, call it out. Don't play along with games. Show you have standards and you'll walk away if they're not met. This is masculine polarity. When she sees it, especially if she's used to men who chase and accommodate, it's magnetic. You're giving her the rare chance to relax into her femininity, to follow, and be pursued by someone worth being pursued by. Most men won't offer this because they're afraid of losing her, but the willingness to lose her is exactly what makes you attractive. Here's the final truth. Even if you do everything right, some women won't desire you. That's not a failure. It's just a matter of compatibility. Not every woman will respond to your energy or see your value, and that's fine. The goal isn't to make every woman want you. It's to become the man the right woman can't resist. Build yourself to the point where your presence alone sparks desire, where you don't have to chase or perform. Your energy, your life, speaks for itself. Now she's wondering if she judged too quickly. Desire is about polarity. Masculine energy attracts feminine energy, but only when it's real and grounded. If she's not interested, it's because you're being too emotional, seeking approval and accommodating her. There's no polarity. To reclaim that, stop reacting emotionally. Stay calm whether she's distant or warm. Lead, make the plan and stick to it. Hold boundaries. If she disrespects your time, call it out. Show your standards and that you're willing to walk away. This is masculine polarity. When she feels it, especially if she's used to men who chase, it's magnetic. The willingness to walk away makes you more attractive. Here's the truth. Even if you do everything right, some women won't desire you, and that's okay. The goal isn't to make everyone want you, but to be the kind of man the right woman can't resist. Build yourself so your energy speaks for itself. When you reach that point, women who weren't interested before will come back. But by then, you won't care because you'll have the right women already. Desire can't be forced. It's about being the man who doesn't chase, but lets his purpose speak for itself.